with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So we had the fight of the century today, the 7th fight of the century this year, and it was an absolute fucking corker. I don't think I've ever used that word before. It reminds me of my good friend comedian Evan Hocking. It sounds like something he would say. Go check him out. The Good Banter podcast. If you want a fucking little taste of Australia, get on the Good Banter podcast. Evan Hocking and the very funny Tommy Seagate. I didn't know this was going to turn into promo, but it's worth checking out. Anyway, it was a fucking corker. We had Canelo. What's his name? What's his last name? That Canelo, the fucking, the Mexican fucking bloke. Huh? What? Evans? No, it's not Evans. Alvarez, that's it. No one's here. That was a bit. We had Canelo Alvarez, who I like Canelo, do like Canelo, but I'll never, ever get over him losing the first two fights against Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, and one of them getting called a draw and one of them being called an Alvarez win. It hurt too much. I just will never get over it. So I am a fan of Canelo. I think he's fucking great, but I do like Terence. I will admit, I haven't watched much of Terence Crawford before today, but he is an absolute fucking monster. Coming in, you're thinking like Terence Crawford, he's unbelievable. Probably the most skillful boxer there's been in a long time. He's up there with Floyd Mayweather just on pure fucking boxing skill. But you're looking at it and you're like, 135 was the first belt he won. What's 135? That's like 60 kilos. That's a fucking fat jockey. That's a fat fucking jockey at race 4, Canterbury. That's Nash Rawiller if he lets himself go. Inside joke for the Australians there, for the hard punting Australians. So you're looking at that and you're thinking, well, Alvarez also fought Bivol, who was light heavyweight. He lost to Bivol, but how many weight divisions is that? From 135 to light heavyweight. That's like 10 divisions or something. 7, 6, who knows? I don't care. It's a lot. So at the beginning of the fight, you're thinking just the power of Canelo, he's going to catch him. But then you're thinking like slippery fucking Terence Crawford, is he even going to get hit? And it turns out the size difference wasn't even that much, but the fucking difference in skill was stark. Terence Crawford is just unfucking believable. There was no point in that entire fight where he looked like he was under any threat whatsoever. And not only that, he was rocking Alvarez a little bit. Alvarez was getting very fucking frustrated, and there was a few times he got hit there. He actually stood back and was shaking his head like he has no answers. Alvarez needs to get in close to do the damage, but the problem is Terence Crawford's so fucking slick. Alvarez has taken like 6 or 7 to get inside to throw a body shot that's getting caught on Crawford's arm half the time. So no damage is getting done to Crawford, but fucking you're burning like 7 face punches on the way in. So that was not a tactic that was going to work, but it was a fucking great fight. I really enjoyed it. Still, it's not as exciting as the UFC. Even like a fight night pass, this was the ultimate. This was fight of the century. Like I said, there's been a few fight of the centuries this year, but this was the newest fight of the century, and it wasn't even as good as like a Wednesday night UFC fight. You can admire the skill, but just without the wrestling, without the jiu-jitsu, without the kicks, without the knees, elbows, without the full package on display, it's hard to make an argument why you're even watching boxing. And I love boxing. That was my favorite when I was growing up. But these other sports have developed now and they just make more sense if you're talking about like fighting. Anyway, it was a great fight. Crawford ended up winning. It pissed me off at the end when Alvarez threw his hand up like he won. When he did that, I was like, the fix is coming in. Terence Crawford's going to get fucking ass fucked here. But he didn't. He deservedly won, and that was great. And then I went straight from the fight of the century to pretty much the best game of rugby league I've seen. I'm not going to say ever, but close to ever. I would say there's two equivalent games. The Panthers-Broncos grand final the other year where Nathan Cleary just took over, and the Broncos North Queensland grand final, I think it was 2015 or 16 or something, where JT kicked the field goal in extra time. Two of the best, but this was right up there. This was unfucking believable. I go for the Bronx as well. They were playing Canberra number 1, and they looked like they were absolutely fucking gone. And then the Bronx had 2 players sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes for some dodgy dealings. Canberra had 1. Canberra ended up being like 28-12 ahead. And then Reece Walsh, who went to the bin for 10 minutes, comes back on, just takes the whole game onto his shoulders and just fucking lights the joint up. Tries, assists, 40-20s. Unfucking believable. And then it goes into extra time, 5 minutes each side. Canberra somehow fucked it up. They should have won, but there was an intercept down the other end. They couldn't get the kickoff. Then it goes to golden point, and Canberra score a try. It's all over. Oh no, before that, to get into extra time, the siren had gone. Broncos lose by 2 points, but Reece Walsh is on the ground in agony. They go back. The siren's gone. It's over. They go back and look at the replay, and there was a penalty against Reece Walsh. He kicks a goal to send it into extra time. Then, what I said before, Canberra had an opportunity down their end at the end of it, but couldn't get the kickoff. Then golden point. Canberra get the ball off a kick. They score a try. They win. Everyone's celebrating. The people in the stands have got fucking frothing because the game's in Canberra. Then they go back and look again. Knock on by the Canberra player. No try. Game continues. Broncos get the ball down the other end. Ben Hunt kicks a field goal. Bronx win. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. It was great. Dino was here all day. We had a chat. It was a good Sunday. Anyway, that'll fucking do it for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.